Kamusta mga pade? Ngayon, we're going to have our first vlog of the year. This is my gaming / editing / working rig, and his name is Godzilla. So why Godzilla? Wala lang. Wala akong maisip na name para sa rig ko eh. So, Godzilla kasi di ba ano ba yung unang nagsisik-in sa utak natin kapag narinig natin si Godzilla? Probably a monster, right? So, hindi naman ganun ka-monstrous or massive yung specs ng unit ko na to is at somehow, pangmalakasan na rin siya para sa akin. Since lahat ng kailangan kong gawing task is kaya naman niyang i-execute smoothly and at ease performance. So, bakit ko ba naisipang mag-build? Well, definitely, aside sa gaming and working purposes, this machine will be our tool ng kapatid ko to enhance our skills, particularly in editing graphic materials. In this video, I will show you all the parts and components na ginamit ko to build this system unit. And of course, the building process. So, paano mga kapatid? Let's go and build this shit! This is the Project Godzilla parts and components. For our central processing unit or the CPU, we have the AMD RYZEN 5 2600. It has a 6 CPU cores and 12 threads with a base clock of 3.4 GHz and a max boost clock of 3.9 GHz. For our motherboard, I choose the GIGABYTE B450MD S3H. It supports first, second, and third generation of AMD Ryzen series with an overclock capability. It has a 4 DDR4 RAM slot and ultra-fast PCIe Gen 3 x4 M.2 with PCIe NVMe and SATA mode support. For CPU cooler, we have the DEEPCOOL Ice Edge Mini FS V2.0. It is a hydro-bearing type CPU cooling system with a 3-pin fan connector, 2 heat pipes, a fan speed of 2200 RPM, and a power consumption of 1.44 watts. For our read access memory or RAM, I choose the KINGSTON HYPERX Fury 16GB dual channel. It is a 2-stick DDR4 with a 3200 MHz of frequency and a cache latency of 16. For our system storage, we have these two types, the solid state drive or SSD and a hard disk drive known as HDD. For SSD, I choose the KINGSTON A400 240GB SSD M.2 type, while for our HDD is a Western Digital Blue 500GB. Bali itong HDD is kinahay ko lang siya sa luma naming computer na tuluyan ng bumigay dahil na rin sa katagalan. Our next component is a non-modular 700 watts Silverstone ST70F ES230 80+ power supply unit or the PSU, which will be served as the power source of our system unit. For our cooling system, I just bought Aurora white LED cooling fans. It is a unbranded with a 120mm diameter with a speed of 1200 RPM and a 20 decibel -A noise level. For our graphics processing unit or the GPU, I go for the PALIT GeForce GTX 1660 Super Gaming Pro OC. It is a GDDR6 with a memory interface of 192-bit, a graphics clock of 1530 MHz, a boost clock of 1830 MHz, a memory clock of 14 GB per second, and a memory bandwidth of 336 GB per second. For our system chassis, I bought a DARKFLASH AQUARIUS gaming chassis. It is a ATX, MATX, ITX chassis with 2 HDD slot, 2 SSD slot, 1 3.0 USB port, and 2 2.0 USB port with a high definition audio. It has an iron mesh front and top panel and 8 cooling fan slots for better thermal solution. Let's go and build our system unit.
One eternity later.
Purchase your tracks today.
Ngayong buo na ang ating rig mga pade, let's move on to our quick benchmarking. So hindi na ako mag-go deeper pa sa technical aspects ng benchmarking. Instead, I'll show you the different attributes and statistics when it comes to gaming and using other applications. So subukan natin sa rendering using Cinebench R23. For multi-core, nakascore siya ng 6,153 points. While for single core, it has a score of 953 points with an MP ratio of 6.45. Using Adobe Premiere Pro, rendering, mabilis din. Then, exporting the edited video, smooth. Then Photoshop, exporting and importing using editing tools, very quick. Then punta naman tayo sa gaming, Dota 2. CPU niya, nagre-range lang ng 40 to 60% at high graphic settings. GPU, almost nagre-range lang siya ng 50 to 65%. Nakita nyo naman. Napakalapit ng laro. So for FPS gaming, we have the CSGO CPU, almost 50 to 70%. Then for GPU, it has a 80 to 95%. For our next game, the Valorant CPU, Ganun din, 50 to 70 yung ranges.
Taken
For
out.
One enemy
GPU,
remaining.
80 to 100%. If I'm not mistaken. Yan. Pumalo siya ng 100.
Scanning ahead.
One enemy remaining.
Defeated.
At dyan na nagtatapos ang ating PC building vlog. Kung nagustuhan mo ang video na to, don't forget to like and subscribe. I-click mo lang naman yan eh. Yan sa may baba. Pakiclick naman oh. And isama mo na rin yung notification bell. Napakaliit na bagay lang naman yan, di ba? And that's it mga pade. Maraming salamat ulit sa panonood. Hanggang sa susunod nating videos. Power, peace, and goodbye.